your political theater to Texas.
This is not about political theater.
And it was more political theater than anything.
It's nothing more than pure political theater.
It's pure political theater.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm eating a rice cake. These damn everything rice cakes by Quaker are crack. There's crack sprinkled right on top. Someone made these, and what they called the everything seasoning. I don't know if you guys can see the everything seasoning. There's crack in there. Okay, and they just and I'm addicted. Anyway, welcome to Political Theater with Dr. T. I am your host, Dr. T. I should probably change this background, as we will have our friend Dr. Hall here. Welcome, Dr. Hall.
Hey, everybody.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. Can't complain. Today I'll survive. Taking it one day at a time.
Today.
Dr.
Hall, there's a lot going on in the planets right now.
So much going on. So much going on out there.
All the astrologers say that April 2026 is a month that we have not seen since 1821. And yeah, there was a lot going on in April of 1821. Greece, the Greek people get their independence, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on there. Hold on, because I feel like my settings are a little bit off. I'm trying to make sure. Last week, they were cutting me off in real time, Dr. Hall.
Oh yeah.
What's up, chat? How y'all doing? Where's everybody at? Good to see
chat.
Everybody in the chat. I didn't even see that people were in the chat.
They're here. Wishing you happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Because you know what? We celebrate all month.
Yes. Never stop.
All month.
The party don't stop.
Listen, it doesn't. And I made it to 47. And let me tell you, it has been great.
Yeah?
Yes.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm feeling like I'm starting the second half of my life, Dr. Hall.
Okay.
Have you ever had that feeling? Have you reached that point yet where you feel like, okay, now part two?
I feel like I've already passed into part two because there was pre-doctor, now I'm post-doctor. And now I guess we're in, I don't know, act 3. I don't know. How many acts do I get? Definitely making progress. So I can understand that feeling and knowing I'm probably on the other side of some things. I've had a few upgrades, a few version models left in the past.
How many you got left?
That's a good question. I realize I ain't got as many on the other side, on this side, as I had before. Not as many do-overs. Not as many do-overs.
You're a cat with like 2 lives left.
Hey, just stay off of the high ledges. Don't climb any trees. I should be good.
Yeah. There's so much stuff going on in the world, Dr. Hall. Chat, I just want to let you know I ain't going to be here all night. Here's why.
Tell them.
For my birthday, I received a great gift of a PS5.
Hey, look at you.
Refurbished, because we ain't buying no new electronics or whatever. And so I was informed about a game called South of Midnight, which people have told me that I would love because it's giving Black Southern Gothic. It's given Afrofuturism. It's given all kinds of stuff. So I'm actually going to be doing that tonight.
That's where you want to be.
That's where I want to be.
Yeah.
I want to be here.
Sure.
But I'm also going to go play my game for the rest of the night. Act like, I'm going to completely dissociate from the world.
Hey, you go off and Dida Boudoui with some South America.
You know what?
Where you want to be.
Oh! Last time I forgot to talk about this. So I'm
what did you forget to talk about?
Kamala Harris says she wants to run again.
Oh no.
So
she could want a lot of things.
Hold on. Let's share this with folks because
Let's do it.
what's going on? Oh, hold on. Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm thinking about it.
Can you hear it?
I'm thinking about it.
Can you hear
You can
it?
hear it.
So, okay,
I tried to be subtle, but I just figured I'd go right
But
at it.
that's as subtle as Reverend Al Sharpton could ever be.
Mm-hmm.
We love you for many things, but not being subtle. Listen, I might. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Hall, what the hell?
She's allowed to think about it. People think about a lot of things.
Let me say this. Let me say
Let her
this.
say it.
I am thinking about it, but
Mhm.
let me also say this. Look, I served for 4 years, being a heartbeat away from the presidency of the United States. I spent countless hours in my West Wing office, footsteps away from the Oval Office. I spent countless hours in the Oval Office in the Situation Room. I know what the job is,
Mhm.
and I know what it requires, and to understand that the people they don't want process, they want progress. And I am thinking about it in the context of then, is who and where and how can the best job be done for the American people? That's
Shut up.
You know why she ain't gonna get it?
Why?
Because she can't answer that question in a presidential way, man. She could not.
What?
She could not be concise in that response.
What was that?
That was just hey,
Am I tripping?
Hey, I might be though. I don't know. Sometimes people want things and stuff, and I did a job. I mean, honestly,
Basically did the job because I was next door.
I did some things.
I was next door.
I was close. I was close the whole time. I've been close for a long time. I mean, stuff be happening out there. I don't know.
And that's the thing. Why was she unprepared? She has to know that everywhere she goes, that's going to be the first thing that people, or one of the main things that people are going to ask her.
Yeah.
You planning on running? She should have as canned an answer as she had along that campaign trail for everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about it sounded a lot like I'm speaking.
I mean, she's been off the job for a while. She's just been kind of, out there.
Yes, definitely hit the like button, everybody. Yes. If you're on social media, share and let people know. We know that Meta suppresses external links, but if you could just share and let people know that we are live and hit that live button, that would be fantastic. Appreciate you. Here's the thing. So last week, I was talking about this because, and I showed, videos of her. I did talk about her, and the whole Iran thing, and just kind of like a few things that stood out during her campaign. They asked her what she would do different from Biden. She said nothing. So I'm trying to understand how people reconcile that with them saying, oh, she doesn't support the genocide. Yes, she did. And she said that she wouldn't do anything different. But then also constantly saying that she will give unequivocal, unwavering support to Israel because they have the right to defend themselves.
I mean, they already signed the check, though.
She said that throughout the whole campaign, and it didn't make sense, right? Also, Dr. Hall, did you hear that about them suppressing the autopsy of people that may not know? They call it an autopsy debriefing of what happened during the campaign, right? And the autopsy basically said she lost because of the stance on Gaza, like that. I mean, across the board, that's why she lost. Yeah. And it's interesting to me that that's what they identified, because when we look at, who the so-called third party voters were, first of all, the majority of them were already living in blue states, right? So even if they voted for someone else, me, I did a write-in vote, but I knew I had the privilege to do that because I knew my state would go to her, right?
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people had those protest votes. When people talk about protest votes, right? That they knew it was going to go one way or the other.
Right.
There were not a whole lot of people in swing states that were having protest votes. That's just the truth. We've seen the data.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. So when people bring that up, it makes them look not smart.
Yeah. But I mean, they're also looking for somebody to blame for the current circumstance.
Looking for someone to blame. And I mean, how many times I got to tell people on this show that we don't have nothing to do with who's going to be president any goddamn way. So,
but like, I can't box the system, but I could be mad at you over there for doing something I didn't like.
And the thing is that people, I was reading this. Damn, I should have brought it up for this, but I was reading this thing a few months ago that was talking, over a year now. It was talking about how if voters or citizens of a nation don't have buy-in, if they don't believe that they're a part of the political process, we will descend into chaos.
Yeah.
And so the United States has to maintain the illusion of participatory governing, right? They have to make people feel like they actually have a say. Otherwise, we will descend into chaos and anarchy. And so I think this plays out in a lot of the arguments about Kamala Harris and her losing and things like that. Like you said, people want to have somebody to blame because they still buy into this idea that they could have made a difference. And conspiracy theories aside, Dr. Hall, we have an electoral college that does not allow you to have a say. That's not a fair one.
It's there for the sake of avoiding mob rule. Yes, you do not want the mob to rule. And
it doesn't make sense.
And, I mean, God, they would have gotten rid of that racism, and we were really trying to hold on to that particular brand of racism at the time. So we needed like extra steps.
You cannot have democracy with an electoral college.
What? I thought they were protecting democracy. That's what they said.
Because the electoral delegates, they can always change their vote. They're supposed to vote for the will of the people. But they actually reserve the right to change their vote. Now, you do that, somebody might come and kill you. But the fact that they even have the ability to do that, like we shouldn't even need delegates because in an advanced society where we literally can count all the numbers. I mean, it makes sense maybe if it was just pieces of paper that were being moved around, but in an advanced society where numbers get automatically uploaded to the cloud anyway. But Hillary Clinton, millions more votes than Donald Trump. If this was a true democracy, she would have been the president.
Yeah.
But it's not. And that's why
ever won a popular vote? I don't think he's ever won a popular vote.
No. Because even when I don't know. I'm not sure about the one with Harris. Let me check the latest numbers. Because I know they updated them because they were still counting votes into 2025. Let's see.
According to factcheck.org, he might have won the popular vote.
No, he got it because it says I'm on CNN and it says that she got 48.3% of the popular vote. He got 49.8%. He had 77,302,000 votes. She had 75,000 and 75 million. So that's a difference of about 2 million votes, which is what existed with Hillary and him, right? She was just on the losing side. So that already it should stand out as a problem. Okay.
There you go.
She didn't get as many votes as Biden did. And she
how much
lost
votes are Elon votes though?
There's also that, right? But she took hits. That she should have
been above.
Yeah, she should have been above. And
if you were really ready for the presidency,
exactly, you would have gotten it. And I think honestly, if Hillary had won, she might have actually won because she was white. She was white, right? So
that makes a difference. I mean, there's something to be said for pushing America too far, too fast. America was being pushed too far, too fast.
And there was no way they wanted to have another N-word right after Obama, because to them it's literally right after Obama.
The Obama scar is how we got Trump. Like it's
they were and Trump and Biden. That's not enough time.
Yeah, No.
You need about 3 generations.
All right.
And a generation is about 20 years.
Yeah.
So
quit trying to push America too far, Democrats.
So they really thought that a first generation, I keep saying this, but I have to point this out.
Mm-hmm.
They really tried to push a first generation woman who is half Black and half Indian.
Mm-hmm.
2 terms after Obama.
I mean, you'd like to believe. Wouldn't it be nice to believe America was in that place where that could happen? That whiteness wouldn't fight back so hard like it does every time. The other thing would have been, what crazy president would we have gotten after Kamala?
Right.
Like, that's
right. I had, you know what? I hadn't even thought about that.
We'd have got Kristi Noem.
You know what? We'd have got Byron Bondi.
Right. Jeez, they would have. Hey, white people would have. Yes, people make them listen to another Negra. They just listened to the Negra.
And now you want it to be a Negress?
Negress?
Who don't have no kids, so she can't be the mammy figure that we need her to be?
I've had about enough of this. I'm going to burn the country down.
Man.
They tried to burn it down for the white guy.
All right. Your friend, Eric Swalwell.
My friend?
I'm just
saying. Why is he my friend? I've never met the guy.
I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. You're a man.
My apologies to this man.
Hold on. Wait. Well, let's come on. You're a man, so you got to take that one.
I got to take the hit for that.
I just do man. I don't know. Guys, remember that we're live and I'm stage managing all this by myself.
Yes. She does all the work of producing.
I'm not like Don Lemon. I don't have a production company like the Midas Touch, which refuses to hire any Black people. I gotta do this myself. So here we go.
An accuser has come forward alleging she was raped by embattled California Congressman Eric Swalwell. Since Sunday evening, the Democrat dropped his bid for governor and announced he's leaving Congress while refuting other prior allegations against him.
I had contact with Eric Swalwell on 3 separate occasions.
Another Eric Swalwell accuser came forward Tuesday with stunning allegations dating back to 2018 in a West Hollywood hotel room.
I believe he drugged my drink. He raped me. And he choked me. And while he was choking me, I lost consciousness.
Lana Druez says her delay in coming forward was driven by fear, not doubt.
Immediately, we will be filing a police report with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office.
I'm sorry, I just want to point out Lisa Bloom. Lisa Bloom on the case, Doc.
There you go.
Gloria Allred and Lisa Bloom. You could.
Right.
Dr. Hall, let's talk about this Eric Swalwell thing.
Yeah. Your boy, they got your boy up out of here. So, you know.
He's such a greaseball, though. So here's the thing. You know, you guys know I watch political stuff all day long. It's always, even in my sleep, it's on my television. So,
yep.
A lot of people have had him on their show. They like him a lot. Midas Touch loves him. Don Lemon had him for like his New Year's Eve thing. They've liked him because he's progressive, he's bold, he's fast talking, whatever. But he's a goddamn greaseball. It's very much like Josh Shapiro. Very much like Josh Shapiro, you know, got that kind of greasy fast talker shit that I don't trust. I don't trust fast talkers. I don't. And there's always been something about him that just seemed grimy. Like every time I would see him, I'm like, what you saying is cool, but you look like you probably inappropriately touch women. I've always felt that way. No, I'm serious. I'm dead ass because I'm so used to.
Sometimes they gotta look.
They gotta look. Anthony Weiner, yes. Come on. That's what I was thinking about. Remember Anthony Weiner? Chris Cuomo is another one.
Cuomo, that's what I was thinking. Cuomo when you
another one, right? That kind of almost Italian greaser kind of. You know exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
We know.
The ones that don't know how to shut their damn mouths or keep their hands to themselves, whatever. So Eric Swalwell was always giving me back. And then when you started talking about he was gonna run, I said, "Ooh." Now I'm telling you, I said this to myself. And so, no, everybody know. All the spiritual people watching me know I said this to myself. I said, "Oh, I bet you he's done something to some women."
Oh no!
Sure enough.
Oh,
sure enough.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
You'd be right out there.
But also, what I hate to see even more is all these white women coming to his defense.
Well, it happens every time.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. How do I put this gently? Because, you know, I'm in Aries and there's like 7 planets in Aries this month and everything. I got to be gentle. I got to be gentle.
Gentle breeze.
They said do not go gentle into that night. But I have to be gentle because white women get kind of sensitive about this. But also it's a pretty traumatic thing. White women are raised from birth to protect abusers because so many of them, their first abuse is their fathers or their brothers, right? There's a lot of white boys and men who are just fucking sexual savages. They are predatory and they prey on their own family members. That's why daughter swap, stepdaughter, stepsister, all this porn is so big. I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands of videos.
Yeah.
Because that is the white man's delight.
Oh.
It is the consequence of white male supremacy and patriarchy. Dr. Hall, I have to say this, and you can weigh in because you're the professional and I'm retired. But listen, can you please just tell these people that pedophilia is not as rampant as people think it is? And that a lot of what we see with abuse of children is actually just dominating defenseless beings. Can we say a little bit more about
numbers?
That?
If we're going to number, who puts numbers on the board?
Right.
Child abuse is straight up physical abuse at a higher rate than pedophilia. Now, pedophilia, you know, horrible. It's out there, but it can't put those numbers on the board. Yeah.
Again, and I've worked with people diagnosed with it. I've had to like pass on one because for my own, you know, self-care. But I've also worked with people
know your limits
who never hurt anybody in their lives and lived with this and were seeking treatment and seeking support. And, you know, and again, you know, when you start talking about this, Dr. Hall, people think, oh, you're sympathizing with pedophiles. No, it's not that. It's understanding that, unfortunately, they were touched with something.
They were often abused themselves.
Right?
Yeah.
Out of their control.
Yes.
And I feel bad. The same way I feel bad for someone who lives with like schizophrenia and hears voices and things like that. You know, all of these things. I just feel bad because I'm just like, can you imagine that that's your affliction?
Yeah.
Likely because of some extreme trauma that you experienced yourself, right? And nobody wants to help you. Nobody wants to touch you. Nobody wants to come close to you because it's so disgusting and things like that. You're a social pariah. Dr. Hall, it's always been my theory. That's why there's so many in the Catholic Church, because I think that they seek God. They seek help from God.
Yeah.
And I think that so many of them turn to the priesthood, almost making themselves eunuchs, right? So that they won't harm anybody. But what does the Catholic Church do? Parade all these goddamn children in front of them.
Yeah.
That's always been my theory. And people can take this however they want. I actually don't give a shit. You can't beat my ass. But I like to think about things beyond just the surface.
The knee jerk, the
right.
Black and white. I mean, I think, you know, once again, we're talking about abuse. We're talking about trauma. There is a nuanced discussion to have to be understanding, and that, you know, very often people think about these things like pedophilia, like they think of it in terms of just get it away, as if those people aren't people who don't often need treatment, need support in some way. And there have to be people who do deal with that to allow them the opportunity for penance, for absolution.
And also for them to be able to get this. Everybody's always talking about go to therapy, right? But there's obviously limits on that, because when you go to therapy, you're going there to get tools to help you better navigate your life, right? And since people only focus on depression and anxiety, they're not thinking about all these other mental health issues that people have. It's become okay to talk about depression and anxiety, perhaps even bipolar disorder. But when we start getting into some of the more debilitating
Mhm.
mental health issues, right?
Yeah.
Like severe OCD, for example,
Mhm.
or, severe schizophrenia, for
Yeah.
example. People don't want to touch that, but they will tell those people, go get treatment.
Right. Go somewhere else with it.
Go somewhere else with it,
Have a
right?
go somewhere else
Yes.
with this problem attitude. The not in my backyard
Yes.
attitude.
And then when it comes to pedophilia, because of the nature of what the output can be,
Mhm.
people are really like, you need to die, you don't need to exist, and things like that. But it's
Yeah.
like, isn't the whole point to help them not harm kids?
Yeah.
So how do we do that if we just
make them put them out of our mind and lock them away somewhere? Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to say that because I think, and I'm tying this in, the conversations we have around sexual violence
Mhm.
are flattened by just calling everybody a pedophile.
Yes.
Right? When we just had a whole conversation online, exennial women were coming forth and talking about, like we're like the first generation of girls who were preyed on by older men kind of en masse because of the absence of fathers in our homes and in our lives, right? And so we're talking like 1975, 1983-ish, around that time. This was the first time we saw like massive things. So in the 90s, right, when we're 14, 15, 16 years old, we've all got a damn story about some man 25, 30 years old grooming us.
Well, what's interesting is, we're also talking about the post the 50s where we started protecting childhood. So like prior to that, we didn't protect teenage women once you were of age.
Because at that time it was socially acceptable to marry them off.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So there was a shift there. So
Right.
the father was there saying,
Right.
okay, you're 16. This
Right.
23-year-old man wants to marry you. This is a good match. I condone this.
Right.
Right.
Daughters weren't seen as a commodity at that point.
Right. This is very different than you're 16. You see your dad every other weekend.
If at all.
If at all. And here comes this 23, 24-year-old man or 30-year-old man who does not feel that he has to prove anything to your dad, right? So again, the difference there, those other men were like, I gotta court you, I gotta court your family, I gotta do all these other things. These men were not feeling like they had to do any of that because there was no man there with a gun. You feel what I'm saying?
With the authority, be it a gun
with the authority, yeah, right. So we were dealing with that. That's not pedophilia. It's preying on defenseless youth.
And there are some societal standards around the
Yes.
objectification of female youth.
Yes.
Vitality.
Which is why I'm such a staunch anti-ageism fighter, because it's so rooted. I call it patriarchal pedophilia, right? The pedophilic nature of patriarchy, wherein youth is prioritized and prized as being the most valuable because these men, patriarchy tells men you're supposed to be the first to plant your seed and your flag. And now you can only really do that with younger girls, right? Because after a certain time, the girls and women are having sex. So it's like, well, that's the one that's pure. That's the one that we can guarantee if our seed, connects with an egg, we know that's going to be ours because nobody else is up in her. That's the mentality behind a lot.
It maintains the vitality of the bloodline.
Exactly. And also they're young, naive, easy to manipulate and control. Again, that's not pedophilia. That is not a particular desire or epiophilia, hipophilia, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
It's not those things.
Right.
It's not a particular desire for a 15-year-old. It's the fact that a 15-year-old probably isn't going to say no.
Yeah.
And I can work the mind of a 15-year-old. Yes, it's an exploitable person. And so that's what I want people to start recognizing as we have these conversations. Okay. And it just bothers me because then when we think about, like, if we go back to the politics, like Tony Gonzalez, everybody want to talk about Eric Swalwell because he's a Democrat. Tony Gonzalez also resigned as you know, as a Republican, a woman killed herself because of what he did to her, allegedly. Wow. You know, so
yeah.
Again, these are people. I saw a video of Eric on a yacht with some young girls. Well, not girls, I should say young women. But again, these are men in positions of power, dominance, feeling they are untouchable. Being able to do this, it makes them feel like, you know, they're still have vitality as a man, right? So again, it's so much of that. So yes, we're going to see, and I think we're going to see more women come forward related to Eric Swalwell. He's a goddamn greaseball.
Likely.
And then I was listening to, and here's the worst part. I'm listening to these other Congress people saying, yeah, you know, there's rumors about him for years. If there's been rumors about him for years,
nothing could be done. But nothing could be done though.
Why haven't y'all done anything?
Don't want to put my hand in that man's pocket.
Same way, same thing with Diddy, same thing with R. Kelly, same thing with this. Oh, everybody knew something.
He's making money off them though.
But nobody just said anything.
I mean, you know, gentlemen's agreements.
Right. Because patriarchy does not allow men to tell on other men. And if you do so, you have broken bro code.
Would hate to break the bro code.
Because that's all you got.
Well, we might have mutually assured destruction. Like he might know my stuff. I know his, you know.
Homoerotic friendships too. Romantical connections. More loyal to the men in your lives, even though y'all don't have real friends, but more loyal to the men in your lives, or more loyal to impressing the men in your lives than you are
for them to look down on me.
To women being harmed. Right? Am I saying too much, Dr. Hall? You know what show you're on. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I don't know. You're in it. You're in the zone.
So I wanted to share this video. How many people know who Vanessa Newman is?
Vanessa Newman.
Have you ever heard of her?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to introduce you to her in a second as soon as I pull this up. So Vanessa Newman, just to let people know, she is Venezuelan. She's a Venezuelan diplomat. Was born in the early 70s, very influential and wealthy family. Her family basically owns a whole lot of the media, a lot of their businesses. It's dominating in the philanthropy sector. They basically have their hands in everything, which gives them a certain level of power, right? And hold on, let me just fix this tab. And she was educated at Columbia University. I just have to put that out there because, again, you know, so many people come to the United States or go to the UK for their education, and there's reasons for that, right? High quality education. She, in 2019, during their crisis, the opposition leader at the time was Juan Guaido, and he appointed her as his representative and ambassador to the UK. She's controversial, though, because she's a big supporter of foreign sanctions against Venezuela. Now, but you are from Venezuela, but her family's wealthy, right? So it's not, she's not affected by it. She publicly argued in favor of the U.S. and international sanctions on the Maduro government. Okay. So her and her wealthy family, right, would have obviously, a wealthy family is obviously going to be against socialism, right? Because they don't want their money being taken and given to poor people.
To the poor? Why is it going to the poor? I don't want my money to the poor.
Exactly. And they're saying that the sanctions that she supports have worsened their humanitarian crises. So a lot of people do not like her. She's basically Venezuelan MAGA. Okay. So I want to share this video that I saw of her today. And I was just like, girl, you dumb as shit. Okay, hold on. She's dumb as hell. Hold on. Let's go back. And let's turn this
You said he was indicted by the International Criminal Court at The Hague. You said he had an Interpol notice out for him. None of that is true. You've literally invented all of those things.
What?
Which of those things are true?
Which what? Interpol? Well, he's wanted.
He's not wanted by Interpol. There's no notice from Interpol out for Maduro. We checked.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Well, but he's wanted.
And he was not indicted by the International Criminal Court.
He's not indicted.
Netanyahu was. Putin was. Not Maduro.
He is under investigation.
So multiple governments are investigating the ICC. Doesn't mean you can grab them from their beds.
Grab them from their beds. Well, I love the image of that.
Well, many people would love the image of grabbing Benjamin Netanyahu if you support that.
I'm not here to speak about Netanyahu.
No, you are, because you're making a point about international law, and I'm saying for you to be consistent, do you support other countries doing that to other leaders who actually are indicted, unlike Maduro? Netanyahu has an arrest warrant out for him.
Right. Well, I think if they're dictators who are murdering and oppressing and torturing their own people and were not elected and stand in defiance of elections, I think, yes, fair game. Round up the dictators.
Only the dictators, not people who have arrest warrants from the ICC like Benjamin Netanyahu.
Well, I don't know.
Why do you become so shy when we talk about Netanyahu?
No, I don't know.
You're very confident. Round up the dictators. I say, here's a guy with an arrest warrant. Why not get him?
Well,
you said Maduro was indicted by the ICC. He was not. Netanyahu
he's
was.
under investigation, and he's also by the Human Rights Council.
So hold on. Anyone investigated by the ICC can just be picked up, according to you. This is your law of the jungle.
No, that's not my law of the jungle. I'll go back
and
to
why
what
did
I
you
said.
say he was indicted when he wasn't? That's not true. Can we at least agree on that?
Oh, I don't know. I misspoke, I suppose. I don't know.
So you misspoke when you said there was an international capture order. You misspoke when you said he was
there
indicted.
is definitely an international capture order from the United States and supported by other countries.
That's not an international capture. Any country can indict anyone.
Many other countries also supported
That's
it.
not how international law works.
It's not my area of specialty. I'm not going to.
Should just be saying stuff. You like
Dr.
to
Hall, you're an incredibly smart person.
Relatively.
No, you're
good company.
Like really smart. I
I
pay
have a
attention to you. You're like, I'm here. You're like right here.
Oh.
That's why you're allowed to come on the show. That's why you said you thought we were necking. No, I'm sorry. Sorry to inform you.
Yeah.
I'm a woman.
And
therefore,
you got that extra. There.
Okay. Recognize it for what it is.
There you go.
But anyway, did that pain you to listen to that shit?
It was hard. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, on the one hand, stand on her neck, please, but also let her go. She ain't got nothing to take.
I mean, he was. He was.
Yeah. On the one hand, she's had enough, but also stay on her neck though. Stay on her neck though. She ain't got nothing.
I was like, throw the towel.
Right.
Throw the towel.
Like
Rocky. I was about to hit the mat. Throw the
towel. Right. Came out like Living in America.
Listen, now remember that. You remember that movie, right? It's total sidebar. Now, when I was little, I didn't understand the whole throw the towel thing. I didn't know that it was a sign to say, I quit or whatever. I thought they meant throw the towel so his head could land on it.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting.
Dr. Hall,
thought he needed a soft pillow just to like someone catch him, please.
I think I may have a touch of autism.
We've covered this a few times.
Because
and I'm not
who thinks about that?
I'm not diagnosing here on this channel, but you might want to get tested. You might want to.
I thought it was throw the towel down because his head is going to fall, and at least the towel will break. And
you locked it in, so you still remember it 30 years later because
I still think it.
Yeah, yeah. You can't. That's what we call inflexibility. That's a sure sign.
Is that a sign? Is it a sign?
Intellectual inflexibility is one of the signs. It's right there. So
put a 1 in the chat if you think I have a touch of autism.
Well, I don't want to get put off the show, but I'm just saying. It's come up. It's supreme pattern recognition, just a little bit of
oh my God.
You see things that other people don't see in the same information. Yeah.
There's ones in the chat.
There's a few ones in the chat because
there's ones in the chat, Dr. Hall.
Because your people know you. They still love you. We all love you.
But the reason why am I showing this, right? So Orban gets the boot last week, right?
Yes.
The Hungarian people vote him out.
Yeah. Another one of those Trump failed elections.
Right. Trump has been trying, Trump and his handlers have been trying to spread this kind of far right nationalism, not unlike with Lenin, Stalin, all of those types, right? Hitler and stuff like that. There was something sweeping the world.
You need a coalition.
And they're trying to do that again.
Of power.
And the thing is that they're trying to do it with some of the dumbest people on the planet.
Well,
did you hear Newman talking?
Yeah.
You hear Trump talking?
Well, I try not to, but yes.
Have you ever heard Orban talking? Like they're not smart. Maloney, like every now and then she got a banger, but like, come on, like these are not. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Malay in Argentina. Oh my, these are not smart people. And I think I'm seeing more people talk about like, could they at least be smart? Like, if you're gonna do a fascism,
do a smart fascism. But I mean, part of the fascism is you need a dumb populace. So
yeah, but the populace should be dumb, not the leadership.
I mean,
the leadership needs to be smart enough to be strategic, have insight, make intelligent decisions.
Some bold assumptions. If you can just hack their emotional net framework, then you can get some of the same results. It
just bothers me.
Yeah,
as someone who is as a smart person,
with
that. I'm not going to say I would respect because I don't respect fascism.
No,
but it would be, I would have a easier time dealing with it.
Sure.
If I felt these people were smart. That's like when I read stuff from the Heritage Foundation.
Right.
Some of it is stupid, but some of it is really smart.
Particularly if you understand people.
Right. Because I mean, but again, these people are educated at the same schools we were, right? Yeah. They were going to the same PhD programs as we were. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
They're coming out well-trained. They know how to research. They know how to present arguments. They're going to the same law schools, like all of that stuff. So at least give me smart racism.
Yeah. Are you struggling with the injustice of it? Because that's also a sign of the tism.
God damn it.
Does it seem categorically unfair in a way that just irks you? You just can't, a little bit of grit.
I can't let it go.
Yeah. So yeah.
I feel the need to fight.
Yeah. That's also a touch of the tism. There you go. That's 2. What's up next on the docket?
So Trump Jesus.
Hold
on, let me close some of these tabs because I'm a little confused here.
Trump Jesus.
Trump.
No, Dr. Trump. I heard it was Dr. Trump.
Oh, it's Dr. Trump.
Dr. Trump. Which is also illegal. Like don't put yourself out there as a doctor, but he likes to dress up on his AI. He loves dress up AI.
Wait, I closed the tab. Oh shit.
No.
Hold on, guys. I'm coming.
We got it.
Doc, talk while I find this.
So he ended up with some backlash after posting a picture of himself dressed as the Messiah.
Okay, I got it. Okay, you can stop talking now. Hold on. All right, so I got this part. So I'm on Truth Social. So y'all don't have to be on Truth Social. So I had gone to Truth Social, then I closed it out. When I opened it up, I went to go read the replies, and I got that notice that this content is no longer available, which means they had to delete it. You know, Trump never deletes anything, right? Because he stands on his business. But they deleted this one because the backlash was so much.
What you can't do is piss off the you can piss off the Muslims. You can piss off the Catholics because it's still America. But what you can't do is piss off the base by putting yourself up as an antichrist.
So he deleted this. So I'm sure everybody has seen this image by now, but just in case you didn't, maybe you were, in the Seychelles for 2 months and you just got back and you're watching my show. So this is what Donald Trump did, right?
Yes.
Why do cough drops make you cough? Anyway.
It's not how this
so that he posted that, right, Dr. Hall?
Yes.
And there was a lot of backlash. So first of all,
backlash immediate backlash.
Immediately.
Suddenly the Christians were like, is it possible he's an antichrist?
So the influencers started turning against him. Hold on. I want to show y'all this clip. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to show y'all this clip.
Oh, yeah. The MAGA influencers are suddenly asking.
They are done. They are done.
Like, who is this? Who he?
They are done. Look at this.
On Trump, even some who campaiged with him because they don't like his latest actions or his words.
I don't know about you, but I am sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. Can't he just behave like a normal human?
You see, Trump has a MAGA problem, and the Iran war made it worse, including the Easter Sunday social media post demanding Iran open the effing Strait of Hormuz.
To send out F-word on Easter morning, promising the murder of civilians and then saying praise be to Allah without explaining any of it, you are mocking me and every other Christian because we're Christians. We can't support that.
And when Trump wrote whole civilization will die tonight, it prompted calls for the 25th Amendment to be invoked.
How do we try to amendment his ass?
Tackle Trump and let him pretend he's president and publicly report that he's going through a health issue and Vance take over. It literally needs to be something like that. It's that bad.
Removal is unlikely, but this could be a problem for Trump and Republicans ahead of the midterm elections this fall. Trump was reelected because he built a coalition of right-wing figures, conspiracy theorists, and agitators. Some in that movement are already angry about the lack of transparency around the Epstein files and the high cost of living. A war, when Trump promised no new wars, adds to that frustration. If they're disenfranchised, they may not show up to vote, which could make it harder for Republicans to retain control of Congress.
About to cost
Dr. Hall. First, they killed Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
That still sticks with me because they haven't figured this out. Like all the stuff around the darkness around his death, and there's no resolution on that. Whatever. The latest thing was that the bullets that killed him were not the bullets that they planted on that guy, right? So that's the latest development. Yeah. And they're keeping that, they're trying to keep this thing as quiet as possible because they know that they killed him. Which is interesting because he was their biggest influencer, 30 million people that he was overseeing. But they knew, but they transferred it over to Erica, right? Yeah.
Which hasn't quite paid off the dividends
because she is more in line with it's given reverse Rosemary's Baby. Like Charlie didn't realize his wife was a part of this satanic cult.
She might have been a plant.
No, I think she definitely and she's older. She probably preyed on him. Just I'm not showing sympathy for Charlie Kirk. But again, y'all know I'm a free speech hardliner. I listen.
He was likely eaten by the very machine he created.
Exactly. You can say whatever you want. You can face the consequences. But I do believe people have the freedom of speech and the freedom of the press. And he had the right to say the things that he said, just as people have the right to criticize the things that he said. Okay, you all know that's my stance. Because I don't want anybody coming telling me I can't say the things I say on this show, Dr. Hall. Absolutely not. And I'm on the other side of Charlie Kirk. You feel me?
Far beyond left.
You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that, Candace, ever since they killed her like bestie, and he was like her bestie.
She's been going all in.
But even before that happened, because I watched Candace Owens, and I've been noticing over the last couple of years that she's been kind of shifting. And I think in part it's because, and I've said this before, but I think it's in part because she started becoming privy to some of this Erica Kirk satanic Rosemary's Baby shit. But anyway, Joe Rogan, he found God, so maybe that's part of it. All of a sudden, he got saved or whatever.
Sure.
So maybe this is part of that shtick or whatever he's trying to do. I'm sorry, I still remember him having people eat chocolate covered doo-doo on Fear Factor.
Yeah, there you go.
So he's always gonna be that guy to me.
Yeah. I mean,
young people don't even know what Fear Factor was.
They don't. That was a long time ago.
Right.
A long time ago. I remember him.
So they're coming for him. They're coming for him.
Yes.
Right? But it's interesting because here we go. Hold on.
Here we go.
So y'all remember Riley Gaines, the woman that came in 5th and tried to blame it on trans people?
Yeah. You would hate to have trans people in sports.
Well, she had something to say. It's not echoing, is it?
No.
Okay.
She tweeted response.
Let me go back. Hold on. I'm gonna pause it. So she says, "Why? Seriously, I cannot understand why he posts this. Is he looking for a response? Does he actually think this? Either way, two things are true. A little humility would serve him well. God shall not be mocked." And she tweeted this, but she also said it on her podcast. So she has a whole podcast.
I did not know she had a podcast.
I'm not giving her views,
don't
but on this show, but I saw that, and basically what she said, she's still on this whole like, you don't mock God. This is too far,
blasphemy is a real thing for those people.
But that if he's humble and seeks forgiveness, whatever, we can work with him. They're still holding on to this, right?
Yeah. Man, ain't never been in a church for real. Not caught fire.
That man said, "Eat a dick." Oh man!
He got what he wanted out of her.
sure did. So he said, what did he say? He said something like they asked him about it, and he was just like, I never really liked her.
Hey, Trump loves a good prop that he sets aside forever and never looks at again.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine drinking his and for him to go on and tell these people he never really liked you anyway?
Right.
While he's still talking about men in sports, he's
Yeah.
like his number one puppet for that.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, I never really liked it because you know
He
why?
got rebuffed by the DoorDash lady yesterday because she didn't want to talk about women and men in the wrong sports.
Dr. Hall, do you know why he doesn't like her?
Why doesn't he like her?
Because she lost.
Oh.
One
He
thing
doesn't
about
like losers.
Donald, no,
He
he
hates
does
losers.
not like losers. Remember what he said about John McCain? I don't like him because he got caught.
Yeah. Yeah.
And stood on business when he said that.
He'll say it again today if you ask
He
him.
would absolutely say that shit again today.
God rest John McCain's soul, but hey.
He said, yes, I said it.
Right. I said what I said.
I said what I said.
Yeah.
And now that he's got like dementia or whatever, he'll say it emphatically.
He'll say whatever. He'll loop it into a conversation that ain't even about John McCain.
He'll say it and forget he said it the first time.
Right.
He'll say it like it's brand new.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
John
Now,
Let me tell you something that you never heard from me.
Loser.
I didn't like him. He's a loser. He got caught.
Never liked it. Don't like people who get caught. I've avoided getting caught my entire life.
That's why he don't like her.
Right.
She came in fifth and
Ugh.
she lost to a trans person.
Ugh.
They don't want-
Ugh. The stench of loser on that one.
They're like, how do you lose to a trans person? That's how they think, right?
I mean, she would have also lost to at least 3 other girls, but whatever.
So Trump criticized the Pope.
Hey, well, let's tell the story.
Let's just watch.
The Pope said some stuff about Trump. The Pope implied
about Trump.
Okay, I'm sorry.
About
He didn't
what
actually say
Jesus
anything.
wants for us all.
I was going to say, I'm sorry. Let me back up. The Pope said we probably shouldn't be going to war.
Yes,
we
and
should
let's
love
watch
one
this
another.
video of Trump being
And-
mad about that right now. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because he was,
And
he's like,
first of all, how dare you?
don't nobody tell me what to do.
Right.
Not even you.
Right.
And that funny hat.
Because who are you really?
Publicly criticizing Pope Leo over his
There is an
stance
echo.
on the war in Iran. Listen to what he said minutes ago after getting off Air Force One.
I don't think he's doing a very good job. He likes crime, I guess. We don't like it. We don't like a pope that's going to say that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. We don't want a pope that says crime is okay in our cities. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo. He's a very liberal person, and he's a man that doesn't believe in stopping crime.
Trump also said on Truth Social tonight that if he wasn't in the White House, Pope Leo wouldn't be in the Vatican. This is all in response to the Pope's rebuke of the war yesterday. He said that a, quote, delusion of omnipotence is driving the conflict. Pope Leo has also urged President Trump to look for an off-ramp to the conflict in Iran.
I mean, if we're doing a speed run to an antichrist, you got to piss off the Christians.
So speaking of the delusion of omnipotence,
You got to piss off the Catholics. You got to go straight for the Pope. You can't even go half at Catholicism. Go straight for the Pope. No equivocation. I was talking about that motherfucker there.
and Chi-Town motherfucker. In fact, I heard he was a nigga.
Right.
That Chi-Town nigga.
Right. I heard he ain't shit.
I heard he got a half a speck of black in him.
Never trusted him, to be honest.
I mean, let's be honest. In all seriousness, that's why he talks about him like that. That's why he treats him like that. Because even though the Pope does not identify as African American and has not lived as an African American, he does have a relatively close African American ancestor, and they know this.
That one drop got him,
and that's how they talk about him.
That one
Okay,
drop.
so he was complaining, but then the Pope responded again, Dr. House. So hold on, and I'm gonna tell you, this how you know he's nigga.
Wait.
never get monetized. I'm just giving up on the idea of getting monetized because it's just not.
We're doing well.
I'm not doing well, Dr. Hodge. I can't stop saying the N-word.
Of the church, my message, the message of the gospel, blessed are the peace.
Echo against.
I do not look at my role as being political, politician. I don't want to get into a debate with him. I don't think that the message of the gospel is meant to be abused in the way that some people are doing. And I will continue to speak out loud against war, looking to promote peace, promoting dialogue and multilateral relationships among the states, to look for just solutions to problems. Too many people are suffering in the world today. Too many innocent people are being killed. And I think someone has to stand up and say, there's a better way to do this.
First of all, where did that accent come from? Are they working on his Italian or something?
Yeah, he's got to sound the part.
Now I know he was in South America when he ignored all of those rape allegations, right? So I know he speaks Spanish, but I'm guessing they're working on his Pope Italian because where did that accent? He didn't have that accent before.
Hey, he's doing a lot more press junkets. Got to sound universal.
By the end of the year, he's gonna be speaking in fully Latin.
Right.
Did you ever study Latin?
I did not. I avoided
I did 2 years of Latin in middle school.
There you go.
That's why I'm as smart as I am. Because you know what I can do, Dr. Hall?
What can you do?
I can look at a word and figure it out.
There you go. There you go.
I can figure out its meaning.
You're also intellectually curious.
Yes, but I can look at the word and find the Latin root.
Yes.
And figure out what it means.
Very strong pattern recognition.
Also, why I was really good at the spelling bee.
I'm sure. Woman of many talents.
You're going to tell them to put a 1 in the chat.
Put a 1 in the chat.
I do not have the tism.
For your boy.
All right, so here's the thing. We got another Lego video.
My Legos are being abused, and I don't like it.
Hold on.
I don't like my Legos being used in this way.
We've addressed how I feel about these videos. I wrote a whole thing on it. If you missed it, go to patreon.com/Feminista Jones. It's about maybe 4 or 5 posts before where I wrote, what was it called? Don't fall for the okie doke. I share my opinions about these videos from Iran. But
can I for a second say something?
Yes, please.
It's interesting because like they are using, African American, rapidy rap. And I think one of the things that we are missing about this AI debate is that in these Silicon Valley white boys creating this AI that speaks in American vernacular, we're essentially handing these governments the keys to the things that we trust and believe and how to speak like us and how to communicate with us. So,
gatekeeping went out the window when social media came along because we started to expose, you know what? Semi-rant. I've often talked, if you follow me, you hear me talk all the time about the cultural flattening that's happening as a result of social media. Right. I've been talking about that for a while.
Yeah.
But Black children were never this exposed to white people ever in the history of this country.
That is true.
Let's be honest about this. Some of the young people may be listening and don't know this. But Black children, Black minors, never collectively had this much exposure to white people as they do on social media.
Yes.
And it is influencing everything about how they're developing their personalities, their aesthetic, how they sound, everything, their hobbies, everything. And because the parents are just letting them roam free on TikTok and Instagram and not monitoring things, but also not taking time to instill cultural traditions and values. We've got a whole generation of young Black people who are overexposed to white people. And I'm not just talking about positions of authority like a teacher or police officer or things like that. I'm talking their peers, their own age. And that's something, right? Where gatekeeping is gone because they find things so novel that they just spill the beans all the time. Like we can talk in code. Like you see me post kind of vague tweets. The first person to come and be like, "Who? What you talking about?" It's a young person.
Yeah,
it is a younger millennial or an older Gen Z coming. What are we talking about? What? Can I get a crumb of context? You know, I don't know what you're talking about. What's going on? Can somebody please tell me what's going on? They have to be in the know because they're so used to being fed everything.
Right.
Whether it was right, they were fed it in school, but also on social media. Everything is fully laid out,
and it's pre-chewed. It's not
pre-chewed already. They don't even have to sit with it and chew it. It's already chewed for them. They just have to digest it. And so they struggle with shutting the fuck up.
Hey, when grown folks is talking,
they struggle with keeping their mouths shut. Yes, I agree. That's also very white.
Yes,
because white people are the nosiest people on the planet. They always up in somebody's fucking business.
Yes, they are high contact people.
Always in somebody else's goddamn business.
Yes.
And always want to call the police on somebody when they feel that they can't get enough in your business.
Appeal to authority. Absolutely.
They love it.
Right. There's always
so the young people don't know how to keep things to themselves, but also
they've lived their lives online.
Also, right, because we're not raising them around the people that would tell them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Well,
and don't tell the family business. And, you know, those lessons that we got from our elders. I know, Dr. Hall, I know you had a grandma somewhere that was like, why are you telling our family business? Shut the fuck up.
My
probably didn't curse at you because he was in the church, but she probably said, shut your mouth.
She said, don't tell family business and don't bring no white women home. That's what
there it is.
There
it is.
Yep.
There it is.
Got me right.
Said it. He said it, folks, not me.
My grandmother said it. I didn't.
And he repeated it.
Yeah.
My grandmother could not say such a thing, but
mine did.
Can you imagine if she said that?
What?
Anyway.
If she's truly woke, she might have said it.
She's not. But anyway. I'm troubled by that. But anyway, let's watch this video.
Legos. More Legos.
Let's watch this video. Because my goodness. Yeah, let's just watch this. I'm gonna go in theater mode here.
Yeah. Ships don't move.
You know he'd be crying in the bathroom.
Really run the world. Let's go. Warships lined in the Persian Gulf. Blue lights flash, get attention up. Orders came from the top real quick, shut it down. Now the whole world lit. USA said we control the lanes. Iran replied, that's a pirate game. Straight moves, locked in chains. Now the pressure spread across the plains. Tanker stopped, engines cold, billions stuck in black like gold. Market shake, the story told. Power ain't pieces control. From DC rooms to Tehran streets. Same war, just in different beats. They don't fight, they compete. While the world watch from the cheap seats. Blockade or piracy. Who got power in the sea? Oil rise. Now we see price hit at 150. Who gon' believe? Blockade or piracy? Truth lost in policy. One move, now globally. Everybody paying for rivalry.
All right, I'm gonna just give a sample because we don't need to play the whole thing. But Dr. Hall, so going back to your point about them using, African American, I don't say that Black American stuff. Y'all gotta let that go. But anyway, it doesn't make sense, Dr. Hall. Black is the politically unifying term that became popularized in the 1960s due to the Pan-Africanist and Black liberation movement. If Black was reclaimed to cover all people of the African diaspora, if Black was used to unify all of us, then Black American means anybody from across the diaspora who is an American citizen. You niggas are dumb. You don't read fucking books. You don't understand how language works. And that's why y'all piss me off. And the only reason you're using Black Americans is because Tariq Nasheed came up with this bullshit ass foundational Black American shit so he could have another grift to get money from y'all so he could line his pockets and smile up in his white mother-in-law's face while he robs y'all to the bank. And now for the last few years, y'all been saying Black Americans, and the etymology alone does not make fucking sense. Y'all are stupid. I'm sorry. I hate it. I'm sorry. If you listen to this and you're using Black Americans, now you understand why people like myself are so frustrated.
Yep.
because black was reclaimed and used as a powerful term to unify all African people across the diaspora.
Right.
So if you're saying Black Americans, that includes first generation Nigerians, second generation Jamaicans, first generation Haitians, everybody who is Black and an American citizen. That's how words work. That's how politics work. And since you were not taught this shit, and because you don't read goddamn books, you cite people's names, but you haven't read their books. That's why y'all keep saying this Black American shit. The same way y'all picked up that BIPOC shit, that fucking racist ass stupid shit. Y'all were using that, and y'all finally starting to let that shit go. That shit didn't exist before 2020, but y'all sucked it up because social media tells you how to fucking think, and you don't use your noggins and your goddamn thinking caps to be discerning and think critically about what these words mean. What the hell is a BIPOC, Dr. Hall? You got to give me 2 more minutes. Black, indigenous, and people of color. I've heard people say it 2 different ways. They say Black, indigenous people of color. So they're only referring to Black and indigenous. But then why do you need the people of color? Because that's stupid. Or they would say Black, indigenous, and people of color. So what the other people of color? That's Asians. Ain't no other goddamn fucking, they would say, oh, Latinos. Latinos are either white, Black, indigenous, and possibly Asian. There ain't no Latino. Latino is not a race, you dumb fucks. I'm just tired of this. So the BIPOC thing is stupid. Plus, people of color is a goddamn racist term because it refers to those of us who have been racialized as people of color, which is biological determinism and is basing race on phenotype, which is stupid. It's been proven time and time again how goddamn stupid that is. So even using people of color is stupid in 2026 because you haven't done the reading, but also but it makes us adjacent to people. It makes us adjacent to personhood. That means that white people are people and everybody else are people of color. You all didn't think through that shit. It's not smart. People come to me, well, they came up with women of color as a political term 50 years ago. 50 years ago, yes, they did. And guess what? Slavery had to end too.
Yeah.
Things change.
They should.
When you're smarter, you do better.
Do better.
So all this shit is stupid.
Yes.
And that's my area of expertise, Dr. Hall. When it comes to this, the mind stuff, I go to you. When it comes to the Black shit, we come to me because I actually have done the readings because that's all I've ever done in my life is read books.
Well, yeah, you got that doctor for a reason.
Was that a part of the TISM? That explosion right there? Was that explosion part of the TISM?
Actually, yes. You're very upset about the injustice, and so you felt the need to rally about something you are hyper fixated on because the injustice is pervasive and it's hard to overlook.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, all facts.
Yeah, I'm back.
Tell them, do the knowledge.
You got to know the ledge. Rock him, 18th letter. Come on, the God MC who just produced his top 10 MCs and not one single woman was on it.
Misogyny is still out there.
Dr. Hall, did you hear that the guy was charged with attempted murder for trying to kill Sam Altman?
Is that the one who threw was it a Molotov cocktail?
Hold on, we got some stuff here. Let's see. You know how it goes.
We're learning of after that alarming incident at the home of OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, a leader in artificial intelligence. A suspect accused of throwing a Molotov cocktail at the home is now charged with attempted murder tonight. Here's Trevor Alt.
Tonight, new details as authorities investigate a pair of alarming incidents at the San Francisco home of OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. Authorities charging 20-year-old Daniel Alejandro Moreno Gama with attempted murder. Newly unsealed surveillance images appear to show him throwing a Molotov cocktail over Altman's front gate early Friday morning. The Justice Department says the suspect then traveled to OpenAI headquarters with kerosene in his backpack. Images appear to show him striking the glass doors with a chair. Today, authorities searching the suspect's Texas home. Late Friday, Sam Altman posted this image of his family, saying, "I'm sharing a photo in the hopes that it might dissuade the next person from throwing a Molotov cocktail at our house."
That's from the book of Elon Musk.
Yep.
Use your child as a human shield.
There's children in here. Think of the children.
What the hell is wrong with these people?
Think of the children.
Why do they? The first thing they do is use their children as shields.
Won't someone think of the children?
Well, when they engineer them. and design. They have these designer babies. They're not really connected to them anyway.
You don't want a dope baby. You want a
What
good baby.
the
You want a nice
hell?
babies.
Dr. Hall, we're upset that he missed.
No, he didn't even. I mean, I'm. Why are they calling it attempted murder when all he did was burn a gate?
They gonna kill me.
I feel like it's once again the state using its power to protect property and person.
Dr. Hall, if the state takes me out, you're gonna miss me.
I will definitely miss you. It's been fun. We've been having a good time.
You know, everybody's talking about how hard it is to make friends in adulthood. I don't have these problems. Like I don't.
It's the Aries energy. People are magnetically drawn to.
They are. You know,
yeah.
we tend to draw people. I don't have a problem making friends.
No, I wouldn't
I
imagine.
need you as a friend, Dr. Hall.
Yeah.
You're one of my besties.
Yeah.
Okay. So that happened. But also, you want to know some other crazy shit that happened, Dr. Hall?
Other crazy shit that's happened?
Did you see that crazy the doorbell guy?
The dude who just ran up in old boy's home looking for Susan?
Oh my God. Hold on. Let's show the
Where's
people in
Susan?
case they didn't see it. I saw this and I was like, I know you lying to me. I know you lying to me. Y'all got to watch this.
Chilling new Ring camera footage shows the moment a man dressed in black demands to enter a private residence in Fairfield, California.
Open the door. No.
In the video, the man, later identified by police as 30-year-old Jason Nichols, asks about the homeowner's daughter.
Where's your daughter, man? What are you talking about?
While claiming to be Harry Dresden, a popular urban fantasy character. You can hear the homeowner, who was away at the time, repeatedly tell Nichols to leave.
Can you leave my house, please?
Can you open the door, please?
I'll be saying please.
You have nothing to do with my house. Can you leave my house?
Triggering this terrifying reaction. According to a police statement, a woman and child were home when Nichols entered through a separate sliding glass door before the homeowner finally arrives at the residence armed with a shovel.
I don't know who you are.
According to the statement, the altercation turned physical with both sustaining head injuries. It's unclear if Nichols had any connection to the homeowner or his family.
Police department.
Minutes later, police arrest Nichols, now charged with 4 felony counts, including threatening a crime with intent to terrorize. It's unclear if Nichols has legal representation. Aaron McLaughlin, NBC News.
Clinical psychologist.
What was that?
He was having an unfortunate mental health episode, and definitely needed some mental health support. But I'm also a firm believer, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. So if that was my house, then
That's cultural proficiency.
It might be 2 centimeters. It might be, hey, I'm not stopping the hammer until you don't get up, because what are we doing? You are in my home where my children sleep. Like that's it for that.
And it's interesting because when we talk about like standing your ground or whatever, as a black man, as a black woman, we know, I know that there's implications about that.
Right.
We've seen people go to jail for standing their ground, especially when it's a white person or whatever the situation is. But as much as we hate the surveillance state, that damn Ring camera and being in the house, caught it. I've seen people saying, don't invite me to your house if you have cameras in your house. I have cameras in my house. I live by myself.
Yeah.
Right? And I got 4 cats and a kid who's occasionally here, but I live by myself.
Yeah.
This is a safety measure in my regard. For me, it's just like, in case anything happens, I can document it and I can, I have the record to show. And to protect me more than anything, because like you said, you come in my house, only one of us is walking back out that door.
Slow singing and flower bringing is what I heard.
That front closet got a double barrel shotty with bullets that can pierce 7 walls. Okay,
I'm just gonna tell you on your OPSEC, you shouldn't be telling people where you put your weapons.
Oh no, it's fine. I've told people I have a gun in every room in my house.
I mean, you should tell. You can say that, but don't tell them where, ma'am, Dr. T. Keep it tight. Keep it tight, Dr. T. Just know.
Come and try me. Come and try.
Just know. Just say it.
All I'm saying.
That's all we saying.
Me first.
Hey.
Okay.
Once again.
Gotta find me first.
We know. You stay ready.
Anyway.
So you have to get ready.
They gonna be finding them bullets in the next development over, is what I'm saying.
Hey.
And your guts gonna be on them.
Hey,
your guts gonna be on them.
Mm-hmm. And I'm all for mental health, right? People in mental health crises do need help and support, but there are lines. You can't cross certain lines.
Oh no, I got that Ring camera. I got that. You said it. You know, I get it. Like the struggle between security and privacy. Yeah, we know that there, but also, and this is the thing. This is how I think about it too. We actually don't have a choice in this surveillance.
I mean,
we're being surveilled right now. If you use your webcam, that is surveillance. I've seen enough of these films. Mercy just reminded us just how much, and I think that was the point of Mercy too, is like one, to critique AI, but also to remind people, no matter where you go, we can see you. The cameras at the stoplights, cameras throughout all the stores that we shop in front of the stores that we shop in. Your car is surveillance, right? Like everything that we do is under constant surveillance, and the government government and law enforcement absolutely have access to it. And I am on the side of the people who have fought against that, right?
Yeah.
Again, we talk about free speech. That's also part, and like due process and all of that stuff. All of that builds the case against that hyper surveillance.
Yeah.
However, since we know it exists, we might as well use it to protect ourselves, and especially as Black people, when we do not get believed in courts, and we go and we could try to give our testimony, which is deeply rooted in enslavement, but it's like we try to tell them this is what happened and they don't believe us, and it's like everything has the CSI treatment now. I remember I sat on a jury back when I lived in the Bronx, and the prosecutor was like, let me just warn you about the CSI effect. He's like, we get juries who are expecting to see particles of DNA and all those kinds of things. That is not realistic. That is not how these things go. Right. And that's what's happened with people is that they expect now that they're going to get all those details and stuff.
All the bells and whistles.
As a Black person, I'm like, all right, well, here's the video. When this person was banging at my door. Here's the video when they came into my room. Here's the, and I think also for people that, that are vulnerable to sexual assault and things like that, all of that. And even for people not wanting to be accused of it, right? I do think you need to disclose. I do think that you need to let people know, hey, I have cameras in here. Just so you know, blah, blah, blah. But
I mean, once again, if we look at the Afro Man trial that just happened, part of the reason he got off was because he had cameras in his home, so he could show the police and their misconduct, and they're taking money from him and things like that. And then the trouble became he started putting it out there, making songs about him, and they got mad and butthurt and tried to sue him. But if he did not have that footage, what would have been the outcome of his trial? It would have just been his word versus theirs. So these tools of the oppressor can be used against the oppressor. And that's one of the reasons they get so mad.
Yeah. They're not, because we're not supposed to be able to use them back. Right.
Right.
All right, Dr. Hall, that's all I had. Did you have anything else that you wanted to talk to the people about?
No, I think we're good. I think we had a good one. I don't know. You got to get to your game. You got to.
I do. That is important to me right now. Everybody, I have my interview tomorrow, Dr. Hall.
Hey, send out the good vibes for Dr. T. Woo. Send out the good vibes for the
Mars moved into Aries today. Is bold. I'm confident. I'm gonna walk in like this job is mine. I deserve to be here. You need me here. I'm gonna be subtle with it, but I'm just that's the energy. That's the energy I'm walking in with. This is the final interview, y'all. The very last step.
On the ground. You're good in the room. You'll be good in the room.
Send me all the vibes, everybody, all the positive intentions. If you pray and you want to pray, I receive that. Even if I'm not a believer, I receive the good intentions of it. You want to meditate on me, you want to, however it is you want to do, I receive all the love that you all have, because I do believe, as I said in the beginning, I feel like I'm stepping into the second half of my life. And this is where I think I belong. I think I belong in the classroom, teaching, molding some young minds, helping them figure things out. Trying to shape the revolution. Dr. Hall, I have new merch. I do have new merch. I have to talk a little bit about it. It's a soft launch.
Show them the new merch.
It's a soft launch, Dr. Hall. Okay, because I'm still sorting out my store. So here's the thing: you
like it to be ordered and in an order.
Yes,
you're going to be uncomfortable if it's not ordered.
It drives me up the wall. like if my stuff is not sorted. So
That's
you guys can
autism.
see this, right? So
Not
for example, on the
stereotyping.
side,
That could
you
be
see
autism.
all the categories that I have, right? But you see these two new ones, Hood Tings and New York Dollar Vans, New York City Dollar Vans.
Okay.
I have this love letter to New York City. And if you are an older person who remembers what it was like in New York to catch the Dollar Vans, and I still think that they exist, but it's not the same as it once was.
No.
But hold on, let me open up my thing. Okay. The Dollar Vans, you would go to you come out the train and you would try to get a Dollar Van, and you would go and hear the people and they would yell, Green Acres, Green Acres, or they would yell, Utica, Utica. Or if you're in Brooklyn, Flushing, you know, to let you know where they were going. So I made these in honor of that. And I have my Asian Bay because it was actually Asian folks and Caribbean folks who brought the hat to New York City. The Dollar Van comes from our Asian family and our Caribbean, our West Indian family or Caribbean family.
Yeah.
And so they're the ones who came up. So I have my Asian Bay. Of course, I have the Jamaica one that is in the Jamaican flag colors. We got all kind of stuff on here, and I haven't sorted them all out yet. So you can scroll through or whatever. For Rockaway, there's the Utica, and of course I have Flatbush. Flatbush. Right, and I have to say it with the accent because that's where it comes from. So that was just an idea that I had a really long time ago. And then I want to go to the bottom because not only did I do that because I obviously haven't sorted, and also just a reminder that I do have other stuff. I've got, somebody was asking about some kind of ICE protest stuff. I do have the Chinga La Migra ones.
Read the article. It's still
we
there.
have DMGR, Dead Men Don't Rate. That's
Classic.
going to be good for the summer. We got the crop tops. We got the tanks.
Net
and actually, I actually have the tote, and I get asked about it all the time. Garvey has this hoodie. Garvey has this hoodie, and it's like his favorite hoodie. Like it's subordinate and churlish. From what you call it? I love the June Jordan one, but I'm trying to get to the bottom so I can show y'all what the new stuff is.
There's so much merch.
It's so much merch. That's what I'm saying. I was like, yo, I have so much on
An
here.
abundance of merch.
And the beautiful thing, Dr. Hall, is that like every day somebody buys stuff from me. Like every day I get like between 1 and 4 orders. And I like that kind of consistency, Dr. Hall. I just feel like that. Okay, here we go.
That speaks to the quality.
So I started a series that I call Hood Tings. And basically, I'm going to be representing different cities. I have a line for Philadelphia. I have one for Atlanta. I have one for DC.
Okay.
But I started with Long Island, the 6th borough, because I was talking about New York City, and people was like, "You ain't got enough for Long Island," and I thought the Green Acres one would have been enough, but it's not. So I came up with the 6th borough, and it's all different colors, and that's what
Strong
we lovingly, Strong Island, lovingly referred to as the 6th borough. So I have that one. So you can get different kind of stuff, and I'm always going to be adding more. But then I have the one that's for the Bronx, okay? And 1520 Sedgwick. You need to know that 1520 Sedgwick is named as the official physical birthplace of hip hop. And so what I did was I brought in all the elements. We've got a beatbox, we've got the DJ here. We've got a mixtape there. We got the headphones. We have the break dancer. We have the microphone for the MC. We got all kind of stuff. So I got stuff for the kids. We got some leggings. I just been putting stuff up on there. And I really love this. Like I got the pins. Like I poured into this because this is my love letter to my home city. And it's a launch pad for me to do it for other cities. So I got pillows. But my favorite thing for the summertime, Dr. Hall, for the concerts, because you have to have a clear bag.
I have a clear bags for the concerts.
If you go into the Roots picnic, if you go in, well, I can't say Coachella because we don't support them fashions. But if, all the summer festivals, the ones they be having in Atlanta, Chicago, Taste of Chicago, wherever you're going, you can get yourself a clear concert bag. It's a nice size bag. It's got two different designs on it. Dr. Hall, I just feel really good about this. Like I like it. It just whatever. So if you guys want to support me, remember,
support.
I do this. I love it. I'm so happy. And also, Dr. Hall, I just want to remind everybody, if you see a design and you want it on a different color, you want it on a different shirt, you want it on a different product,
let her know.
Send me up. Send me an email. Send me an email. contact@femjones.com. Just say, hey, Doc, I saw the mixtape one. I want it. You don't have it in a yellow tank top. I would like it in that. Can you do that for me? Or I want it on an iPhone case. It don't take nothing for me to do that. So just hit me up. And if you see something on there, the designs are pretty much the same. I can flip the colors a bit, but just
hit you up.
It's a lot.
yeah.
So those are at the bottom because obviously I haven't sorted them.
Yeah,
and that's going to take more time.
Crime,
but
apparently,
just I got stuff. Like I said, I got stuff coming from Philly's next because Philly's my second home.
There you go.
Philly's next. Dr. Hall, I can maybe consult with you about some Cincinnati because the Natty high tech Natty is out there.
Natty.
Definitely gonna do Atlanta. Definitely gonna do Los Angeles. Texas. If there's folks in Texas that want to represent for Houston or something like that, hit me up. But I love it. I love this kind of creativity. It gives me something to think about outside of the fact that the world is falling apart.
Yes. Hey, creativity is one of the many coping strategies that help us get through these tough times. We are creative and resilient people.
I hear Oakland. I see Oakland. I got you.
Do it.
What was I gonna say?
Take a minute.
I just lost what I was gonna say because I was looking in the chat. Oh, the prices are low.
Low prices.
Ain't no $60, $80 sweatshirts on there. I was talking with a brother the other day and I was like, I keep the prices low because I'm not trying to like rob people. The t-shirts, the new sets, they're like $20, $22. The tank tops are like 18. Kids, I keep the prices low because I get a little profit off of it. It's nice, but I also want it to be accessible. I'd rather have 20 people rocking my New York City Dollar Van shirts and paying homage to my city. And, maybe I made $200 off of that versus 5 people and I made the same 200. That doesn't help me, so
right. Doesn't get it out there among the people.
It doesn't get it out there. So, I'm going to have more coming, y'all. I'm just waiting for the semester to end because I'm busy.
You gotta finish strong. Semester's what? You got like 2-3 weeks?
And then I sent some merch to some folks for free and they agreed to take photos and model it for me. So I'm trying to step it up a little bit. That's how I'm trying to do a little bit of entrepreneur, so we'll see what happens. Bong bong. Look at you. Have you been to New York?
Yeah.
Okay, just asking.
I've traveled.
I don't know that. All right, y'all. Let's call it a night. I'm about to hook up my new game console. Go play this game. And
wait, are you just hooking it up? Because you still got to do updates, man.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You should have done that before the show started. I would have warned you.
Probably should have, right? I didn't even think about that. I was rushed because I was having all this drama with Des and the rumors and all that shit.
Oh, yeah. Poor Des.
But I could always set that up and then go.
Go do your thing.
Go back to it when it's done.
Right.
I love you very much. I love you all. Thank you, Dr. Hall, for being here today. I love you all with the love of our ancestors, and I love you all with the love of liberation. I believe that we will win. You have to believe it as well. You have to manifest it. Actually, this week and this new moon that is coming this Friday is an amazing time for all of us to set our intentions and everybody say throughout the day, I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. We have to harness this energy and harness it for good. I believe that we will win. I love you all very much. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Remember, we are all we got, and we will not survive this alone. Take care.